Hey, you guys. Sorry, I'm just drinking some lime juice. Anyways, so Bad Girls Club Las Vegas season 8 premiered Thursday, Monday, like 3 days ago. Yeah, on Monday, January 23rd. And well, I'm here to video, so let's get started. So we're starting off in the house. So first is the season opener, which is always a big fight, as you can tell. And it's the fight of the twins getting jumped. I already said my opinion on that. Like, I still, like, two rights don't make a wrong, but you know, whatever. I don't care. Like, I don't care. And as we move on, first girl that walks into the house is Erica, or Venetia, the redheaded hustler. And well, I'm feeling her because, you know, she's like the girls on there and seeing that, you know. Yeah, I'm feeling her, and she's Spanish. And I love her hair. Like, I just love the color. Like, when people dye their hair like that, I love that color. Next girl to walk into the house is, Amy. Amy so far is my favorite. You know, she's kind of like crazy, but I'm crazy too, so that's perfectly fine. I mean, you know, they walk into the house, they're like, yeah, la la la. Next walks in Gia, wearing that cute little top and her shorts. I mean, she looks fine. Amy was like, I could see your pepperoni nipple hanging out. Like, get it together, Gia. So then they talk, and you know, they're like blah 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 blah, and you know, talking, and then they decide that they're gonna room together, and so they do. Okay, let's move on. Who comes in next? Okay, so then we see Jenna in the limo, and Demetra gets on. Jenna's from Long Island, and Demetra is like Haitian. I don't know where she's from. I didn't pay attention. And well, you know, they're talking, they're getting along, they're laughing, blah blah blah. Then they get to the house, you know, everyone's like la 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 la. Everyone's drinking. Wait, are they drinking? I don't even know. But then, oh my god, let me go back to something. When Venetia first came into the house, Venetia, I'm gonna call her Venetia. When she first came into the house, she saw their hair, she was like, wow. Like, I would have done the same thing, seeing that I love food. I mean, like, food is freaking good. So then, okay, so then they're like doing the limo thingy or whatever. Okay, so then, the last people, everyone's getting acquainted. The last people to walk into the house are the twins. Now everyone greets each other. They're all like, oh my god, are you guys twins? Are you guys twins? Like, I mean, obviously they were twins. Like, what the fuck were you thinking? It was kind of obvious from their picture that they look exactly like they're identical. So everything's gone, blah, blah, blah. They're all like, apparently these girls didn't know what a bidet was. They kept calling it like a douche or a douchebag or something. And just like, are these girls idiots? I thought that everyone knew what a bidet was. A bidet is like European and stuff, and it's like in a bathroom. Yeah. So then they're all like, they're laughing. Like, okay, let's go out, you know, let's go out. Okay. So then they go out, and who got that anymore? So they go out, and when they're out, you know, they're partying, they're all drinking, and then she keeps showing Gia like drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking, and then she just throws up in their VIP thingy, and I'm just like, throw up is so fucking disgusting. Why? So then they clean up, and that bitch is nasty. She didn't go to the fucking bathroom and go rinse out her mouth or nothing. That's fucking gross. So then, some of the throw up got on Amy's jeans, and Amy's just looking like, she's about to hit this bitch. Like, that ass. I would have the same look on my face. Like, if someone fucking threw up on me, regardless of whether they did it or not, I'd be fucking pissed. So then Amy's like, and then Gia's like, do you want me to buy you new pants? And Amy's like, yes, I motherfucking do. I mean, I would have done the same thing, excuse me. So then, you know, Gia's just sitting there, and she's like, grr. So then, blah, 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 they get into the limo, then the argument starts getting heated, and then Amy's like, bitch, don't get in my motherfucking face, I'll fuck you up. So then, blah, 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 blah. So then Gia calls her friend, and she's like, yo, Ash, come thrash this bitch for me, because I don't want to get kicked out. And then Demetrius trying to talk to her friend. She's like, is there anything I can do to calm her down? And her friend's like, no. I was just like, this is so funny. So then, like, shit, what happens? Okay, so then Erica's like, yo, Amy, you gotta go talk to Gia, you know, squash this shit. So then Amy's like, okay, so let's talk or whatever. And Gia's like, nah, we good, you blah, 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 blah. And Amy's like, okay, okay. So then she went back to Erica, Venetia and Jenna, and she was like, oh, they didn't want to talk or whatever. So then Amy's just like complaining that she didn't want to blah, blah, blah. And then Demetria's like, oh, do you want to switch rooms? And so Amy's like, yeah, whatever. Then Amy starts doing something and blah, blah, blah. Then she goes up to the room and she's like, what the fuck is this shit on my bed? And Demetria's like, you said we could switch. Demetria, Mimi, I'm calling Mimi. So then Amy was like, no, this is my bed. And Mimi's just like, this bitch is crazy. She was just like, you just said we could switch. And then blah, blah, blah. They get into an argument because Mimi's like, oh, they don't like you and blah, blah, blah. So then Gia's sleeping and Amy's like tapping her and she's like, hey, you. She's like trying to talk to her. She's like, blah, blah, blah. And Gia's like, don't touch me when I'm fucking sleeping. I don't give a fuck. So then she's like, no. And then the arguments escalates and then hands are being slapped. And then Amy's like, bitch, do not fucking slap me. And then blah, blah, blah. And then Gia's like, oh, motherfucking thrash you, bitch. So then they're both on their beds at this point. Then Gia goes on Amy's bed. And then they're blah, 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 blah. And she's like, Gia's turning this way to talk to Mimi. And Amy's like, look at me. And she's like, and Gia's just like, this bitch did not just touch my face. She pushes her face. Amy pushes her off the goddamn bed. She goes, boop, with her little short ass. And then she gets back up in the bed. And they're like pushing each other. And she's like trying to rip out Amy's weave. Blah, 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 blah. So then Mimi's just looking like, this bitch is fucking crazy. She fucking she's just like, you have a real life problem. I think you're schizophrenic. So then, like, oh shit, my eyes are fucking. So then, like, Mimi's drawing all over Amy's picture. She's just like, and then Amy just walk up. She's like, oh hell no, this bitch. She's just like, I'm just gonna walk up home and see this bitch. She's like, I'm so motherfucking hot. I think you bitches are jealous. And then Gia's like, I'm not motherfucking jealous. And Amy's just going around, everyone's jealous. So then Demetria's still writing on the picture. And then Amy comes out, you're jealous, bitch. Pushes her and she goes, boom, and falls on the floor. Fucking hilarious. And Mimi's just like, this bitch did not just push me. She gets up, she's like, oh, bitch, you did not just push me, blah, 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 blah. So then they're all the way over there. Security and the producer are, like, splitting them out. So then Gia comes out of nowhere and she's, like, squirting soap or, I don't know, soap in Amy's hair. And then she, like, grabs her and, like, throws her and the producer down to the floor and takes out Amy's weave. And, yeah. So then, like, Amy's weave ends up in the confessional with the twins. So then, after that, Jenna is like trying to calm Gia down, and then Gia's like, go to bed because she's pissed and she doesn't want to talk. But Jenna insists on talking to her, and then Jenna's had it with her, and she's like, blah, 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 you're not going to do anything, you need to get out of this house. She throws her bag, Gia gets up, they start fighting. Well, they're not fighting because, you know, pulling hair isn't fighting. But, you know, they're, like, pulling each other's hair and stuff. And Jenna's like, that's the most fucking disgusting person I've ever seen in my life. And then they're just like, that bitch needs to leave. So then, yeah. What else happened? So then basically, yeah, what happens? So then basically, Gia's gonna, like, go to a hotel or something. And then, yeah, that's happening. And then she's just like, peace out, bitch. She goes to the hotel. She goes somewhere. Because we obviously know she doesn't leave yet. But they're just like, her fate is undecided. Even though we fucking know she doesn't leave from all the fucking previews. But then, yeah. Jenna and Amy's just walking around with her high-pitched voice. She's like, wee, wee, wee. And then, yeah, she's like, get up, bitches. And then, yep. And then the twins hide her weave in the oven or in the microwave or something, and yeah. What also happens before the episode ends? And then they just give like the HD trailer or whatever. And I just want to say about that girl being pulled out the van. Girl, I'm feeling bad for you. That looks like... And if you just got there, if that's like your first day there, then... Good luck to you, bitch.